As we get ready for National Signing Day, as we're inching closer to the big day, let's welcome to the show a man who's right in the middle of everything as far as Utah State football and the recruiting efforts there. Gary Andersen, the former coach, now the current coach once again of the Aggies, joining us here on the show. Hey, Gary, it's Michael Kim. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Michael. How you doing?
Doing excellent. Congratulations on your return there to Logan, and we'll get to that in just a bit, but give us an idea here. Obviously, you know some of the lay of the land there from your first time there between 2009 to 2012, but at the same time, coming in the middle of a recruiting period in December, what were some of the challenges that you and your staff faced?
Well, yeah, knowledge of the young men in your program, knowledge of the young men that you lost to graduation is a big part of this whole situation when you're trying to put together a new recruiting class. I would also say, looking at the kids that were committed or the kids that were being recruited. So you put all those pieces together. But the biggest thing you do is you recruit. I believe, I'm a big believer of this. We're always recruiting for the future classes, but the most important class we're recruiting to is 2019. And that's what we sat down and tried to evaluate the young men in the program. We lost a lot of production, especially on the offensive side of the ball. 80% of the receiving yards are gone from a year ago. Now, how are we going to take care of that? Will you take care of that from within the kids in the program? Absolutely, yes. And you take care of that through recruiting. You look and you say you lost 75–80% of your starts on your offensive line from a year ago. So now you look back in and say, do you have young kids that are prepared to go in there and play or build them up as they go through, or do you need to look into the JC area for the offensive linemen? We believe we have the offensive linemen in this program to not have to go get a bunch of JC players. So those are all the key things, but you always worry about the kids in your program first, and then you recruit to 2019. That's always been our belief, and it always will be. Recruit to the next year. Yes, the foundation for the future has got to be set in recruiting, but let's win next year.
How do you like how these players who were recruited by Matt Wells and his staff to play one style of offense versus the kind of offense and defense, for that matter, that you plan to bring?
It'll be very similar, absolutely very similar. When you have Jordan Love as a quarterback, you're not going to tweak a lot of things on the offensive line. We did lose a lot of production on offense, but you have that guy who is an elite quarterback, in my opinion, and he is the leader of our offense 100%. So you're not going to come in and tweak a lot of things, regardless of the year, the scenario, new coach, new coordinator, whatever it is. You still look to do what's best for the young men in the program. In this case, we have a tremendous player, the quarterback position. Yes, we want to tweak things, give him a little bit more on his plate as he goes through to help him be a better player. But getting the ball to the playmakers is the key spot for a quarterback. And the similarities in offense will be very obvious as we go through spring ball for the young men. But, again, you look at your team, you evaluate it, put the players in the best spot to be able to make plays. And that's what, the former staff did here with Matt's staff, and we'll do the exact same thing.
You're going to have a busy few months here leading up to kickoff of the 2019 season, but you're the man for the job, and you've done it before. Hey, Gary, thanks so much for joining us here, and continued success and good luck.
I appreciate it very much, guys. Have a wonderful day, Michael. Go Aggies.